I used to be incredibly high on Jaxson Dart, but as the year has gone on, I feel like people are being far too unrealistic with him. I remember when saying Dart was better than Beck and Ewers was controversial, but now it's controversial to have him outside of your top 50. I get 4,200 yards, 26 touchdowns, and a QB rating of 86.3 seems amazing, but you have to read in context. The offense Jaxson Dart was told to run by Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss was not pro style at all. Dart never had to go through multiple progressions and wasn't asked to read defenses post snap. Kiffin also heavily relied on RPOs, which, while used in occasion in the NFL, is pretty rare. Dart also lined up under center only 9 times throughout his entire college career. All this adds up to a quarterback who's simply not ready to play in an NFL offense. He will have to sit for at least a year and possibly even more just to get his brain used to the complexity of an NFL system. Now, I'm not just going to hate on Dart this entire video. Let's talk about why people have him high and why I also originally had him fairly high. Dart has great accuracy and consistently places the ball right where his receiver needs it. He also has great technique throwing it and has a very quick throwing motion. He's willing to stand tall in the pocket and throw the ball with great accuracy, knowing he's going to take a shot, and you really love to see that in a QB. This, combined with his ability to improvise and extend plays with his athleticism, makes him elite when pressure is coming. I see people talking up his athleticism a lot, like he has elite speed, and while I don't see that, he's definitely a very solid athlete who can make plays with his legs. He also has solid arm strength, which allows him to make deep throws on the run. This is all great, but all of these characteristics come with an asterisk, along with the huge red flag of Ole Miss's playbook, which I've already discussed. His accuracy is great and he consistently places the ball where receivers need it, but once he's forced to make a deep throw, his accuracy becomes really shoddy. He does have a quick release, which is great when pressure is coming, but that's not to say he isn't affected by pressure, because oftentimes when throwing under pressure, Dart sails the ball, causing him to miss easy passes. He also thinks too highly of his athleticism and bails on clean pockets, trying to be a hero when it's completely unnecessary. This, combined with his inability to read defenses, makes it so almost every time his first read isn't open, he takes off, which won't work against NFL athletes. Finally, Dart struggled against elite competition. This year, he played 2 ranked teams, and against those 2 teams had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a 58% completion percentage. I don't want to keep hating on the guy, but even outside of his mental processing, I still see so many flaws in his game, which make me think he's not even worth a day 2 pick. Dart has really inconsistent footwork, and it's kind of made up for by his arm strength, but his arm strength is nowhere near good enough to where he's going to get away with his happy feet in the NFL. I don't even think a lot of his mental processing concerns come from his playbook, because so many times will a receiver be about to break away and Dart needs to throw it now so he can get to him while he's open and before he gets covered again, but he just won't because he has to see the receiver open before he throws it. This poor decision making is also making him less confident and making him hesitate with his releases. A lot of people will argue against this by saying he absolutely balled out at the Senior Bowl, but to be honest, he just simply didn't. I don't know what people are seeing that I'm not. If I had to guess, I'd say people just really wanted Jaxson Dart to do well at the Senior Bowl, so they gave him the benefit of the doubt on all his miscues, while still giving him praise for his successes. Travis May even said, and I quote, "Jaxson Dart clears up the Lane Kiffin scheme questions that should be of zero, all caps, concern in him translating to the NFL." I'm sure Travis May knows more than me. But what are you talking about zero concern in him translating to the NFL? He dropped back from center 8 times, completed 2 of 4 passes, and on the 2 snaps where he didn't complete a pass, he looked completely uncomfortable, held onto the ball for way too long, and took 2 sacks, one of which he fumbled, and again later, when not dropping back from center, we saw another one of his flaws when he underthrew Arian Smith on a deep pass. Look, it wasn't all bad at the Senior Bowl. I will give him credit where credit is due. He had a really nice throw to Jack Besh, who absolutely popped off at the Senior Bowl and might be my wide receiver 5 now on a deep post route. He also rushed for a touchdown, and one of his 2 completions from under center was a 2-point conversion. But that still doesn't make up for all of the mistakes he had. To get into pro comp, I think Jaxson Dart is most like Kenny Pickett. Both are slow post-snap processors, often lock onto their first read, bail on clean pockets when they don't need to, struggle throwing under pressure, and struggle with deep ball accuracy. However, they have solid athleticism and solid arm strength. I think Pickett is a great comparison for Dart. Dart is a slightly better athlete and has significantly worse post-snap processing right now, and at the end of their careers, assuming Dart's processing improves in the NFL, which I think it will, he will be Kenny Pickett with slightly better arm talent and slightly faster. Finally, to get into the team, I think Dart would have the highest likelihood of succeeding. I think that would be the Rams under Sean McVay. I personally wouldn't draft Dart until the 4th round, but the way it's looking, McVay would most likely have to take him in the 3rd. I think Dart can fix his processing and deep ball accuracy by learning under a guy like Stafford, who I don't think will be traded because I doubt anyone wants to give up a first for him. McVay is also obviously an elite coach and an amazing offensive mind who I think would be able to get the most out of Dart. I don't want this to come off as I hate Jaxson Dart, because I really don't. He seems like a great leader and a smart guy as he maintained a 3.86 GPA in college, but all this draft buzz around him seems like too much. I still think he can succeed in the NFL, and I think under Sean McVay, he honestly might have a good chance at doing so. But I don't think someone like the Steelers, who are the team I support, can just draft Dart and hope he succeeds. I think you really need to have a plan for him, let him sit a year, maybe even 2 years, and only put him in the game after that. I don't want to make videos discussing prospects I don't like, as I want to be positive since I enjoy making those videos more, but I just had to talk about Dart. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and comment any prospects you want me to talk about below.